What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be interviewing Ryan Kracht from the MLW. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm doing really good. How are you guys?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, good to hear.
All right, so we'll just get into it. We'll kind of start at the beginning of your wiffle ball career. So, what age do you think you started playing wiffle ball?
Let's see. I started in 2015, so I was 13 when I started. Um, yeah, I was young. I was in like fifth or sixth grade. I was like, how old are you guys?
I'm 13.
Yeah, I was your guys' age when I started playing.
Yeah.
And Daniel Schultz was on my baseball team for a while, and he was in a lot of classes with me at school, and I just begged him every day to let me play. So.
Yeah. What was it like winning the World Series and you got the final out?
In
Yeah.
2016, yeah.
Yep.
It was really cool. In 2016, it wasn't like it obviously didn't have the same feel as it did with the Preds, just because it wasn't like that type of team. First of all, there was 4 teams or 5 teams in the league then, and so like it just like it didn't feel like it meant as much as the one with the Preds did. I'm not saying like it didn't mean anything because it did, but Daniel is obviously top 2 players of all time. And Clayton back in the day was insane. Brennan Schultz was insane. So like we were pretty stacked. I mean, we were pretty loaded. I mean, just imagine where that team would be if we were still together,
Yeah, I mean, you and Daniel, I mean, that wouldn't even be fair.
Right. It was
Pitching,
a pretty crazy team.
Yeah. So when did you start thinking about leaving the Eagles, and why did you want to do that?
Well, it wasn't it was weird. So it was kind of just more of like a decision I made, at the time. I was kind of just realized I'm not a bad pitcher, and I feel like I could, if I had more experience on the mound, I could pitch more. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to pitch more. So I just kind of observed teams around the league. The Wildcats didn't need anything with Kyle. The Cobras were pretty set. All these teams were forming and finding their guy on the mound, but the Preds didn't have it. I mean, and the Preds could hit. I knew that from playing them. The Preds could hit, but they didn't have any pitching. So that's when I DM'd Agner because I knew him pretty well. And I talked to him about it, and he talked to Warda, and we kind of just made the decision right then. And we kind of felt like it was best for the league if the Preds had some sort of turn.
Yeah, because they were bad for a long time.
When I joined the team, they were 0-6. And when I left the Eagles, we were 5-1 or something like that. So it was hard to make that decision, because obviously the Eagles were better than the Preds at the time.
Yeah, I mean, going from one of the best teams to the worst team, it's definitely isn't easy.
Right.
So how would you describe your first season with the Preds, and how do you think that went?
It went pretty good. We were 0-6 when I got there, and we came out. We were 7-2 when I was on the team, so we were pretty good. I had the advantage of not many people knowing my pitches and whatnot then, because I only pitched a few times for the Eagles. But it went decent. There was a lot of hype, but it still felt like there was a piece missing. And it turns out there wasn't a piece missing. There was just too many pieces there with having Hotman and Agner and whatnot. There was just too much going on. Not enough at bats. So it kind of just, something just felt off. And when we lost to the Cobras on that play, it didn't even feel like that. It didn't feel like, it felt like even if we didn't lose right then, we were going to lose eventually. Just something wasn't there,
Yeah. So kind of going a little off topic a bit. What are some things that you do for fun, when you're not playing wiffle ball?
Wiffle ball? I'm a college baseball player. I'm a PO. I only pitch. I like to do that a lot. I love golfing. I love golfing. It's so much fun. I've started kind of getting more seriously into golf over the last few summers. So that's kind of where I'm at now. So pretty much all summer I just play golf and wiffle ball and baseball. And then, during like school time, I'm up at college. So like what I do for fun is I sit in my dorm and do homework. And then eventually I play Xbox, and kind of just like normal college type of life. I just play a lot of Xbox.
What are your favorite games?
Right now, dude, I love Fortnite. It's so much fun. And I am nuts at Rocket League. Like literally one of the best players you've ever played with. I got up to champ.
You got to add us.
I will. I got up to champ in Rocket League, and that was terrible. I got pooped on. So now I'm sitting in Diamond. I'm kind of hard stuck in Diamond. So, yeah, I love Rocket League, Fortnite. I played Vanguard for a little bit. I haven't really gotten back into it. I want to play the new Warzone. I just haven't really played it much yet.
Yeah, Lucas is pretty good at Fortnite. Declan, he's kind of like a meme guy. Like he likes to
Declan
throw
looks like he'd be
memes.
nice at Fortnite.
He loves the gas canisters and throwing them and exploding them.
Yeah, I like that. That's the type of play we need. I don't build. We're just here to shoot guns and blow up gas canisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so going back to some wiffle ball. So kind of just describe the 2019 season and then like the World Series.
All right, so 2019 season, that was kind of more when we felt like the piece was there. We felt like we had something brewing, and I'm pretty sure we led off the season with the Magic. And they were new at the time. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about if we led it. I'm pretty sure it was the Magic. They were new. Chadwick was new. Agner was new to having his own team. And they had like Kyle Hook and Beaton and whoever else, So they were kind of just trying to find their team. So they didn't really know much. So we went out there and we 3-0'd them. We swept them. And that's just like that was like the confidence booster we needed because we knew we were a better team. Like we were the best Preds team that had ever been. Like like in franchise history, we were the best team yet, but we didn't know it until we actually started playing those first 3 games. We annihilated the Magic, and then it was kind of just more a big series. Like we swept the Wildcats. We should have swept the Mallards 3-0, but Brennan Russell blew an 11-1 to lead on the mound. I still don't know how he did it. And it just felt like it was just like out the entire season. It never felt like we were behind in any games. Like we always won the first game. We were always the better team. And then got to playoffs, and I was stressed because I'd never led my team into playoffs like this. I was always following Daniel. So going in against the Cobras, I knew. They're good, but they weren't. They weren't Preds material. They couldn't beat us. And we beat them 8-0 in the first game, something like that, and 5-0 in the second game, something like that. And I gave up maybe 1 hit. I didn't give up a single run. I couldn't stand the Cobras. I still can't stand the Cobras. I hate them so much. And so from there, that put us into the World Series, and those games were great. Against the Eagles, I'm sure you guys have seen them. We went into extra innings every game. And I was playing against Daniel, the guy who brought me into the league. Like everything was just there. It was like a movie, And I just remember that feeling when I was at first base, and I literally just got onto first base. I was talking to Neil because me and Neil are friends. I was talking to Neil. I look back, and I see Ward like he's just stepping into the box. Daniel's already throwing it, and that ball he launched it. And I just I couldn't believe it, And everything from there I don't remember. Because I just kind of blacked out. It was insane.
Yeah, one thing that I think's funny is Warda falling at second. I always just love that for some reason. I don't know why. He's
just too excited. He couldn't get around the bases
really
fast enough to see us.
Yeah. So kind of skipping to this season, which wasn't great for the Preds. Were you at the Meadows when you guys got eliminated from the playoffs? Because that was rough. Because there was one scenario where you guys wouldn't make it, and it just happened to happen.
Yeah, no, I was there. Me and McGlade are pretty close. We go to the same college. We play on the same baseball team. So we had gone golfing before it, and we were like, all right, let's just swing by and watch. You guys ever seen Moneyball?
Yeah, I have.
You know how he can't watch the games. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it
Yeah,
felt like.
like
But I was just
Yeah,
all
like
right,
he
what,
drives
we'll watch.
off. Yeah.
We'll watch it. Whatever happens, happens. We go there, and I just it was just shocking to watch. Drew hit 4 home runs in that series, but
I
they only
think
pulled
so.
off one
He
win,
went
and they
off.
squeaked out that one win. But so the one of the possible scenarios was either the Magic swept them 3-0 or the Cobras beat them 2-1. So the Magic won that first game, and so you're thinking, all right, the Cobras need to win the next 2. It kind of felt like we were in a pretty okay spot. And the Magic win the next one, so now we're heavy rooting for the Magic, but the Magic had already clinched their playoff spot, so they don't care. And Agner was a Pred, so obviously, and he wanted to play the Preds over the Cobras because the Cobras were better. Than us to him. He thought the Cobras were better, so he would rather play us. So they wanted to win, but they didn't care as much. So it was just hard to watch. I wish I could go out there and play for the Magic right then and just beat the Cobras that last time, and we could have moved on. But I couldn't. I just had to watch it happen. And Drew's a great player, and he squeaked out that last win to put himself in the playoffs. And so that's just kind of how it had to go. There wasn't any way that we could change it. That was the hard part, is just watching it unfold in front of you.
Yeah, just kind of helpless, not being able to do anything.
There, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we asked this question. We interviewed Chris Cheatham's, and we asked him these questions. So we want to ask you: who is your least favorite hitter to face pitching, and least favorite pitcher to face hitting?
All right. I got a tie for the least favorite hitter, and that would be between Kyle and Saylor. Because that's just not. I mean, you guys watch MLW, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know my main pitch is my slider. I love it. It's my strike pitch. I can throw it for a strike 95% of the time. But they just rake it. I mean, they just annihilate it. So then I've got to get uncomfortable, throwing submarine, throwing screwballs and risers and whatnot. Stuff, I can throw it, but not as comfortable as my slider is. And so, when I go out there and I remember the first time I threw a slider to Saylor, he hit it. It looked like he hit it 150 miles an hour off the bat. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. He just snapped on it. So, Kyle's obviously one of the most feared hitters of all time, but Saylor's just putting himself out there to be potentially the best hitter of all time. As time goes, that could very well happen. And, you can make an argument for Jimmy. Jimmy's a good hitter. He's very smart at the plate. His IQ is insane. He knows what pitch you're going to throw every single time. So it's just whether or not you can mix it up. But, as long as you don't fall into a rhythm, you're pretty fine against Jimmy. It's really just Saylor and Kyle. I mean, Kyle reacts to every pitch. He hits whatever you throw to him, he can hit. And, he's just scary. And then for least favorite pitcher to face, I'd go with a prime Tommy Coughlin. Tommy's drop ball, the gypsy drop, it breaks at you. I don't know if you can really see that on camera, but it breaks towards the batter. Not only does it break down, it breaks back towards the batter. You can't do anything with that. There's nothing, you cannot hit that. I'm convinced. I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually make solid contact with that. Sometimes he misses it high and you can hit it, but no, if he throws it for a normal strike, it's unhittable.
Yeah. So let's see.
What was Cheatham's answers?
Oh, he said, I want to say for hitting. Crap. Pitching, I'm pretty sure he said Norp, I want to say.
Yeah.
Norp's good. Jimmy's a good pitcher.
And then
hitting, I think it was Daniel.
Yeah, it was Daniel. Yup, it was Daniel.
Because he said, dude. Daniel's not scary.
Because he said something he actually said he was intimidating pitching and hitting. I'm pretty sure he actually had a tie between Daniel and Norp, and I think he also said something about Kyle, but
gotcha.
Yeah, he seems to be scared of Daniel a little bit, but so do you ever set goals before the season, or do you have any goals that you try and set for yourself? Or
yeah, definitely. I mean, 2019 was obviously a World Series win. 2020 was a dominant mound performance, because I kind of in 2020 it felt like because that was the first year with the 2-game rule, as a pitcher. So I
Yeah.
really wanted to emphasize, like, when I'm on the mound, I have to get my 2 wins, So that was just like my goal, and it worked out. I mean, I was a Cy Young winner. I threw really good that year, and then last year it was kind of just more of like we needed to reestablish ourselves as a winning team. Obviously, you can see how that went. And it was just hard. It was like a new year. McGlade is new, so his hitting wasn't there. His pitching was great. And then Warda and Bruss just kind of had an off year. So I didn't have like much of I'm not saying I played better than anybody else. There wasn't much of a supporting cast. I think I was the only player on our team to hit above like 220, and I hit like 305 or something like that. And my ERA wasn't great on the mound, but it was good enough to the point where our team should have won games. But we got put in bad situations. I mean, like that game against the Cobras, the series, they had 2 hits, and both of them were grand slams off the foul pole. Like, what? When does that even happen? Off the right field foul pole, they hit 2 grand slams. Like, it's
crazy.
like, okay,
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do about that.
After that series was posted, I remember like sitting on my couch watching the series, and I just felt like I wanted to smash my phone.
Yeah, that's how I felt. It's just like, I can't believe that was real. Like, I couldn't believe that actually just happened.
Like,
And,
you can go.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, it's fairly common for their like MLW to have like a hit or 2 and win, but like 2 hits, 2 grand slams off the foul pole. Like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, no, it was just like unbelievable. I just couldn't believe that it had happened, and it was just like a bad situation. I had to pitch in the rain, and then after that happened, we had to go sit in the cars and wait for the tornado warning to be over so that we could finish the game. And when we got back out there, it was pretty much pitch dark outside. And then I was always pitching in bad situations. I mean, the All-Star game, I started and I had to pitch in like pretty much like a hurricane. It was just like I just couldn't catch a break last year, and that kind of just went for all the Preds. We were all just put in bad situations. Like, Brennan got stung by a bee on his hand like right before our series. That was just like, the odds of that are just not great. So we didn't feel like we had our, obviously we didn't have a great season, but we didn't feel like our record reflected what actually happened out there.
Yeah, trying to pitch a wiffle ball in the wind, it just does
the
not
wind,
work.
The rain, I got put in every situation. And maybe eventually that'll help me. Maybe that, next year I'll get put into a spot where I have to pitch in the rain, and, the other pitcher won't have the experience that I have. Maybe it'll be a good thing. But this year we're brushing it off our shoulders. We're kind of just looking into the next year. We got the number 2 pick. There's just a lot of upsides that could potentially come out from this.
Yeah. So is there anything that you do in the off season to like improve? Because like I know you play like baseball, so you might do like some like baseball stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, no, definitely. Me and McGlade will go out to we have a rec center at our college, and we'll just go out there. We'll throw some pitches, with the wiffle ball, and then we'll stand in and hit off of each other, because you can play wiffle ball anywhere. So that's really nice. Yeah, so we just throw, and then we stand in, hit off each other. I teach him, like, I'm not trying to be like that guy. I taught him every pitch he knows, because he wasn't much of a wiffle ball guy. But I had so much downtime with him, I figured I might as well try and teach him. And he learned very well. You guys saw him pitch this year. He pitched great.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, just like when we're not doing stuff, and we'll either go shoot some hoops or we'll play some wiffle ball, and just keep our arms warmed up. Plus, I have like the tournaments. Like, I was just in Texas and I was playing there, and now I'm going to Arizona next month to play there. So just a lot to do.
Yeah, that seems really cool. Going to another state to play wiffle ball.
It's awesome. It's unbelievable.
Amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I love the Oklahoma series this year with the mini like Fenway. That was pretty awesome.
We'll be back there.
Yeah, Eagles,
summer. Maybe you'll see a Predator game there. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they probably want to do that because it's the Eagles, but like Preds Eagles would be cool because you versus Daniel. But
yeah, definitely. Whatever, we're obviously we would love to do whatever.
Yeah. So, we asked this to Cheatham as well. What is like the biggest difference you would say between Colts Field and the Meadows? Because you've played at both a lot. So,
I mean, obviously the fence distance and everything is crazy. At Colts Field. Like, do you guys remember the opening day game we had against the Eagles in 2020?
yeah, I think I watched that. Like,
hit
I didn't
that
watch it at the
home run in
time,
the
but
first game.
Yeah.
It like squeaked over the fence. That would have just been a easy out at the Meadows, but at Colts Field, that's a home run. So there's just like there's just like a different feel. Like from someone who started their wiffle ball career there. It's just amazing to be back there, be in the front yard, because that's when wiffle ball is really like a kid's game, when you're playing in the front yard with all your friends. And so that's just kind of what it feels like. It's more calming. The Meadows gives off more of a competitive vibe and a more professional vibe, but the Colts Field kind of just like, it's like a friends and family type thing.
yeah, how much closer is the mound between those? Because I know it's definitely closer.
I'm pretty
but...
sure we moved it back for last year's
okay.
series to like the normal distance. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm pretty positive though.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty big jump when we went from Colts Field to the Meadows initially.
Yeah, in Colts Field, I'm trying to remember, but at the Meadows, it's like more of an actual like mound. Like,
Mhm.
you can kind of drive off the
Yeah,
mound a
right.
little bit more than
Yeah.
Colts Field. But
Right.
so we also asked this one to Chris. He had a pretty good answer. Like, what is like something that isn't shown in the videos but is like a big factor? Because there's only like you only see the last pitch of an
Oh,
at bat.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the pitches before the last pitch play a huge factor. Like you'll see guys look really stupid swinging at a riser that goes over that back net. Stuff like that. But the truth is, the two pitches before that, the guy threw risers and they both hit the top pipe. So now he's sitting on a high riser. He gets a high riser, but it's too high. Like there's just a lot of different things that factor into it. I mean, and another thing would be like the trash talk. Brennan Russell talks smack to Drew a lot. When we play the Cobras, Alec, Brennan, they both talk a lot of trash to Drew. That's normal. But yeah, there's not much that you guys don't see. We try and make it like as raw as possible without showing every pitch from every at bat because that would be way too long and boring. But yeah, there's just like a lot of different things. Like when you're the pitcher and you throw it, you got to go wait for the batter to grab the ball, give it back to you, go set up again. There's just like a lot of downtime. So there's just it's pretty like it's not crazy to see a guy not ready for a play when a ball's hit to him because he's just standing there waiting the whole time.
Yeah, there was a time where I think it was like the longest MLW game ever. It was like the 11th inning or something like that, and there was like a ball hit the right field, and the right fielder was sitting down.
Yeah, because it just takes so much time, you just get bored.
Yeah. So we kind of asked this to Chris, but we want to ask you, what is like your favorite or funniest Drew Davis moment?
Oh, God. Funniest Drew Davis moment. There's a lot of them. Here, I got a good one. This isn't even from an MLW video. This is when we went to Texas. Drew is like the guy to always have something go wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just the guy that like everybody's just like, dude, come on, like let's go. You're taking too long. Just something always has to go wrong. And we're of course we got our flights to Texas and we're going through TSA security. And they got to scan your airport tickets, before you go into security. And and they look at your ID too. So they scan his ticket and then they look at his ID and his ID says Drew Davis, but his ticket says Davis Drew. And they can't allow that. Like, that technically that's wrong. So he had to wait for like 5-10 minutes for a new ticket to be printed. Meanwhile, we're all waiting in line to go through. And he finally gets his new ticket, and we're all waiting for him at the other side of TSA because we had already cleared and everything. And he gets his bag pulled, and they go through it, and there's like 8 different hair care product bottles sitting in his bag. You can't bring those on a plane, and he knew that, but he brought a ton of them. So now they got to throw them all away and ask him what he's using them for, you know. And it was just like unbelievable. Like you just wouldn't believe it. It was hilarious though, because you know he's like mad that he doesn't have his hair care products like a girl. Like we're like, what? You know, and he doesn't have his curling products, you know, because he likes to keep his hair curly. So he's like worried about the curls in his hair.
He has like he had like a mullet for a little bit.
Yeah,
and then
he just does it all.
He switches it up a lot.
He's going for the handlebar mustache. I wasn't supposed to tell anybody that, but he's going for it.
Nice. So this is a question that I kind of just thought of. So I know that you're like a big baseball guy and stuff. So do you have like a favorite player or like team and stuff like that?
Well, I'm a Tigers guy. Where are you guys from?
New York.
New York, yeah.
Okay. You should talk to McGlade's a Yankees fan. You should get him on your
we gotta get him
on. About that. No, I'm a Tigers guy. I mean, obviously that's been a pretty brutal past couple of years. But I mean, we're on our way back. We got Baez. We got a lot of rookies coming in with Torkelson and Riley Green. You know, we got an outstanding farm system. So hopefully they'll be back. But as for a favorite player, man, I like Guerrero a lot. I just like the thought that like my dad grew up watching his dad, and now I'm growing up watching him, and he's obviously unreal. You know,
the Yankees got to play him a ton.
Yeah, I like Miguel Cabrera. Yeah, dog's going crazy. Miguel Cabrera is pretty nuts. You know, Triple Crown winner. He's done some damage to your Yankees. He did some damage to Mariano Rivera.
He's done damage like everybody.
Oh yeah. See? Yeah. Those were the good old days for the Tigers. We don't got that Miggy anymore. We can't even walk out to his position and hits like 220 every year.
I mean, he hit the first home run in the snow last year. So
yeah, that was crazy. I was watching that live with my buddies. That was so cool. Yeah,
I saw something that said that Correa like declined like a 10-year like $275 million contract with the Tigers. I mean, that's like Correa, turning down that. Like,
Correa can, for all I care, I couldn't care less if he was in the league anymore. I wanted him really bad, but I saw like our GM was talking about if we gave Correa all that money, then we wouldn't have the money to give to our rookies that are coming up eventually. We have to extend them. So I like Javier Baez. I mean, he brings some swagger to the team. I mean, he was out with the Mets. I'm sure none of you guys are Mets fans because they're hard to root for. But he was with the Mets. We got him, and he'll bring some swag. He'll bring a little bit of a new feel to the Tigers, which will be good. I want that.
I'm not sure if you knew, but Norp is a Tigers fan, and his least favorite player is Baez. So he posted that TikTok that I was saw.
Talking to him.
Yeah,
I was talking to him about it. He's not upset about it. He'll get over it.
Yeah.
When Baez comes out and hopefully puts up 25 home runs, we'll all get over it.
Yeah. One cool thing is we're like kind of close to the Mets AA, so we got to see Torkelson and Riley Green, and I mean Torkelson especially. I mean, you can just tell he's going to be good. Like he just hits the ball hard all over the place, and he made them look silly.
I'm really excited for him to get up to the big leagues. That'll be really good for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, Declan, you're a Preds fan. Do you want to ask anything?
Love Preds fans. Who's your guys' favorite player?
Oh, that's tough. I am a big Nick Saylor fan.
Saylor?
I like Saylor a lot. I like some of the pitches that I throw now. Like, we have our own league, obviously, and I learned a lot of pitches from Daniel. Like, he's up there.
New pitching tutorials coming soon. So
really?
Look out for that.
That's good.
I also am starting to get control of our TikTok, so I think I'm gonna upload a slider tutorial how I throw mine.
All right, yeah,
I already filmed it, but I gotta edit it.
I do his knuckle pitch a lot, like the
knuckle drop.
yeah, it's just so hard for me to control. I can't
Trust
really.
me, I know. He
I
tried to
can't
teach me how
throw
to
it.
throw it for 3 years when I played for the Eagles.
I
never
can't
learned.
throw it in a game. I've just been like, I threw it once. I think Lucas remembers because he was there. It was that pitch to the other Lucas, and it like went way up over his head. Yet it like caught behind him. It was
Yeah.
like
I think it was
Probably
It's
the-
good when
slider.
you can figure
Yeah.
it out.
it was probably the nastiest pitch I've ever thrown, but
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah, I
mile
even
away.
said it was nasty. It was just
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. I like Bonham. I think he's underrated. Like I feel like,
Yeah.
he's kind of a guy that like I don't know, I just feel like he offers a lot to a team, he's a good pitcher, good hitter, that kind of thing. So those are probably my 3 favorites. We lost, so all right, we can wait a second to see. Yep, he's back.
He called me.
All right. So Lucas, who's your favorite?
It's really difficult. I guess I say you and Cheatham just because they thank you for coming on.
Oh yeah,
and
appreciate it.
you guys are really good.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I love doing stuff like this with other guys. I'll try and hook up. We'll get me and McGlade out here.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll DM him tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, talk to him.
All right. I'm pretty sure I know
Yeah, which
Declan's favorite player.
Yeah, which brings that question to me. My favorite players are probably you and McGlade.
Really?
Because I'm a big Preds fan.
Awesome.
I like
Oh,
Yeah, get
I
some
like
merch.
the way McGlade
Yeah.
pitched.
Yeah,
And
he's got a good
Yeah.
feel for the mound. You got to get a Ryan Kracht jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Christmas. There
If
you
you
go.
if you DM me, I'll give you my address. You can send it out to me. I'll sign it and stuff. Send it back to you.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, we
That goes
got
for any of you guys. If any of you guys are around the league or anything, I love doing that for guys. I been doing that a lot over Christmas time, signing a lot
That's
of
cool.
jerseys and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that at Halloween time. Like, if someone dressed up as a MLW guy, you would get like reposted and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the top 10 plays was posted today. I watched that. It's the defense this year, like at least
Unreal.
I thought was just
Unreal.
crazy.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 1 and 2 were just unbelievable. Like those are like 1A and 1B. I mean, Chadwick going through the high wall and left, and then Norp literally jumping over the fence. I mean, that's just crazy. And Drew Davis did that too, but for no reason.
Yeah, I was
really.
there. That was so funny. That's
Oh
probably
my
my answer
gosh.
for funniest thing Drew's ever done.
Yeah, that's. Oh my god! I mean, you could just tell Drew is like a guy that he's kind of like. Who would be his comparison? Almost like a Draymond Green. Like you love to play him, or you hate to play him, but you would love if he was on your team. I feel like that's just kind of the thought I get.
Fair comparison.
But all right, well, if you guys want to add anything, you can, but we can probably wrap this up soon.
What's your favorite moment when you've been on the Preds?
My favorite moment? Probably like I could tell like the feeling when we beat the Cobras and we were going to the World Series. It wasn't like not so much for me as it was like as special as it was for Warda. Because you could I could see it like in his eyes, like it was just like thank you, like thank God I've been here for 7 years and never done anything. So it was just so funny to, and so like it was like it was heartwarming to see him like finally get what he's been working for all these years. So I just was really excited to like be the one that gave that to him, or be a part of it. I shouldn't say I was the one that did it, but just to be a part of it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like that moment, like you got Warda got tackled, and then I mean, just seeing that was crazy. I mean, the Predators were terrible. I mean, let's be honest, they were so bad.
They weren't great
for so long. I mean, yeah. Lucas, you want anything or?
Yeah, I better get going. I'm seeing Spider-Man tonight. so
Ooh.
I
Ooh,
gotta get ready.
nice.
Mm.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, and
Of course.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks.
we'll head up McGlade and see if we
Yeah.
can set
You
something
guys
up there.
DM me, man. I'm trying to play some Fortnite and some Rocket League with the boys.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll run it
All
up.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
thank you guys for watching, and thanks to Ryan for joining us. And yeah, see you in the
All
next
right.
one.
I'll see you guys around.
See ya.
Bye.